Do you know stories are important for so many reasons? We tend to think of stories just as entertainment, but stories do so much more. Stories enlighten us, and they encourage us, and they inspire us. And as communities, stories bring us together around common issues, common themes, common values. And you can talk to people in terms of polemics and essays and speechify, but you'll never reach people, you'll never get to their hearts in the same way you can with a story. One of the things I love about the Minnesota Book Award is the fact that they take Book Award winners and nominees and they tour them. The Friends of the Library and the Minnesota Book Award program take literature, take the writers, the artists out there is so important.
Viking library system is in western Minnesota with 11 independent libraries. And we've had Minnesota Book Award winners and finalists in communities as small as 500 and as large as 13,000. We've got this reader and we've got this book, and there's some sort of connection with the author. And so when the reader can connect with the author as well, there's so much more that makes that experience richer.
We support our arts and our artists to an amazing extent. We attract terrific talent here to Minnesota. People come just to be here because it's an environment that fosters creativity on every level and in every medium. And the writing community certainly has benefited from that.
I never thought I wanted to be a writer. Growing up, I always thought that I should become a doctor. Everybody said you needed doctors and lawyers to survive in America. There was a bookmobile that would visit the McDonough Housing Project, and one day, after months and months of visiting, I asked her in a whisper, "Are there books about people like me?" And she looked to the shelves and she found a book about the Chinese, the Japanese, one about the Vietnamese, and then she looked at me and she said, "I'm sorry, I cannot find a book about the Hmong, about your people." And I remember saying, one day a little girl is going to come right here and she's going to find a book about the people who love her on these shelves. Maybe that was the first articulation of my inspiration and my motivation for entering into writing. But even after that moment, I thought I should become what my people needed. That I realized that maybe I was going to be that writer. There are not a lot of writers who look like me or who sound like me in the world that we live in. I think winning the Minnesota Book Awards gave me a kind of credibility that certainly my race and my gender cannot garner.
Stories do not only belong to those who live through them, they belong to those who share in them. I'm so proud to stand here today as a Minnesotan writer with the force of Minnesota behind me, because in the last year I've discovered for a whole community that it is possible.